Adventurous kids explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today I'm going to tell you about Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei was an Italian astronomer, physicist, mathematician, philosopher, inventor, and instrument maker. Among his inventions were telescopes, a compass, and a thermometer. Galileo Galilei, who is generally known by his first name, was born in Pisa, Italy on February 15, 1564. His family moved to the city of Florence when he was 10 years old. It was in Florence that Galileo began his education at a Catholic monastery. Galileo was an accomplished musician and an excellent student. At first, his dad wanted him to become a doctor, so he went to the University of Pisa to study medicine in 1581. While at university, Galileo became interested in physics and mathematics. One of his first scientific observations was with a chandelier hanging from the ceiling in the cathedral. He noticed that despite how far the lamp swung, it took the same amount of time to swing back and forth. This observation didn't agree with the common scientific principles of the day. This discovery became known as the law of the pendulum. It led to the use of the pendulum to keep track of time. During the time of Galileo, there weren't really scientists as we know them today. People studied the works of the classical philosophers and thinkers such as Aristotle. He didn't want to experiment or test out the ideas, he just believed them to be true. Galileo, however, had different ideas. He wanted to test the principles and see if he could observe them from the real world. This was a new concept to the people of his time and laid the foundation for the scientific method. One of the traditional beliefs was that if you drop two items of different weights, but the same size and shape, the heavier item will land first. Galileo tested this idea by going to the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. He dropped two balls of the same size, but different weights. They landed at the same time. Galileo's experiments made some people angry, however. They didn't want traditional views to be questioned. In 1592, Galileo moved from Pisa to the University of Padua, where he was permitted to experiment and discuss new ideas. In 1609, Galileo heard of an invention from Holland called the telescope that would make faraway items appear much closer. He decided to build his own telescope. He made great improvements to the telescope and began to use it to view the planets. Soon, Galileo's version of the telescope was used throughout Europe. Galileo made many discoveries using his telescope. He discovered that the Milky Way is made of many stars. He discovered that the moon has hills. He found 4 moons around Jupiter. These moons are now called the Galilean moons. He discovered sunspots, which are dark areas of the sun. He saw that the planet Venus has light and dark phases just like the moon. This helped people to know that the sun is at the center of the solar system, as Nicholas Copernicus had said. Nicholas Copernicus was an astronomer who lived in the early 1500s. He came up with the idea that the sun was at the center of the universe. This was very different from the current belief that the Earth is at the center. Galileo published the first scientific paper based on observations made through a telescope in 1610. It was called The Starry Messenger. As Galileo studied the planets and the sun, he became convinced that the Earth and the other planets orbited the sun. In 1632, he wrote a book called The Dialogue Concerning the Two Seaboard Systems. In his book, he described why he thought the Earth orbited the sun. However, the powerful Catholic Church ordered Galileo not to teach or defend the ideas of Copernicus. He continued to do so, however. At first, they sentenced him to life in prison, but later allowed him to live at his home in Tuscany under house arrest. In later years, the Catholic Church changed their views on Galileo and stated that they regretted how he was treated. Galileo continued to write while under house arrest. In his later years, he became blind. He died on January 8, 1642. Here are some interesting facts about Galileo Galilei. Galileo's spacecraft. The first spacecraft to enter orbit around Jupiter was named after Galileo. Galileo is mentioned several times in the opera section of the Queen's song, Bohemian Rhapsody. Thanks for watching this episode of Adventurous Kids.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!